I just want to say for the record, Shiv, that I deeply regret that statement. Thank you very much. I was on time. Jokes. Hello, good evening, welcome to another episode of Easy8's Online Painting Club. As always, my name is Danny, I'm usually on time, sometimes I'm fashionably late, but I was here, I was present, I've just finished having my scoff, I had to get my shirt on, and I didn't think you guys needed to be involved in that process, so I thought, do you know what, I'm just going to leave it, and you can deal with me being a little bit late today. It's been a little bit of a weird week because, well, I had to get a new car, so I took this week off. Me and my partner supposed to be looking for a house, go house shopping and stuff. So we wanted to take a little bit of time just to kind of go out there and do the stuff that you need to do because we don't know anything. So we wanted to go and talk to some people. But because a few weeks ago I crashed my car, it turned into car shopping. So I went right down to the bottom corner of the county, took a day out, found a car. It's lovely. It's really nice. So it means that I'm having to ride my bike into work. Now, I'm used to that. I used to do that for years and years. I'm just a little out of practice with it. I'm a little bit saddle sore. Like, my bum hurts. And it rained on me the entire time I rode in. The 5 miles it takes me to ride. Got there. Sun came out. Lovely. Went and delivered some activity sessions for some children. I was 30 feet off the floor. And it rained on me. And then the sun came out when I went in the office. And I was like, right, cool. Now I'm going to go home. And it rained on me. It's been one of those days. Anyway, if you've had a rainy day, come and tell me all about it. You can talk to these guys over here in the live chat. I'd love for you to go and make some friends over there. If you're watching it later on, there's a little comment section down there. It appears later, I think. You can have a little chat with me down there if you want to. I read everything. But if you're new here and you don't know what it's all about, it's not a tutorial show. It's nothing like that at all. It's just a place where you can come along, make some friends, do some painting, because we've all got hordes of stuff that's just unpainted lying around all over the place. I'm literally surrounded by it. And it's an opportunity for you to come and make some friends, do some stuff live with other people, live, knowing that there's someone here that's struggling as well, because sometimes it can be demotivating. So it's an opportunity for you to come and paint your stuff, basically. It's a painting club. That's exactly what it says on the tin. Painting club. There you go. If you like what we do here, please do consider subscribing. It would really make my day. We've got such a community already, a really large community now. And I've promised, I keep on promising, are we allowed to say bum, says Jeff? Bum. Said it, bum. But. Poo factory. Okay, moving on from that. Yeah. If you like what we do, subscribe. We've got loads of people. I've said that if you get me to 200 subscribers, I'll let my cats in the studio. I'm getting a lot of messages about that lately. Let the cats in. Get me to 200 subscribers and we'll talk about it. Oh, no, I won't talk about it. I've spoken about it. I'll generally let them in. And everything's on the menu because they like eating all my stuff. And I'll also start sorting you guys out some merch because you guys have been after merch for a little bit now. So, yeah, 200 subscribers. That'd be great. I'd love that. Just push the little button down there. If you haven't already, do you know what? Give the video a thumbs up. If you're watching it on mute, thumbs up, please. Just down there. I'll give you a second. You thumbs up. Go on. Oh, that tastes like burning. Done it? Excellent. Love a thumbs up. Every time you guys talk in the comment section, you interact by giving a thumbs up. Every time you subscribe to the it all affects the algorithm. All hail the algorithm. I won't do that voice again. I'm so sorry. But it means that Easy8 gets out there, and that's what we want to do. We want to we want the community to grow. We want to bring more people in. We want to inspire and motivate more people. And we want to learn from people as well. I love seeing your stuff. So if you're painting something this evening, you're working on a project, maybe you're building, painting, planning, sketching, maybe you're writing a song, like some people come along and they write music. That's fine. That's cool. Let me know all about it. Write it over here in the live chat. Put it down there in the comments. And I'll love that. That'll be wonderful. That's enough of that. Subscribe. It would be great. Who have we got in the live chat today? We've got Shiv from Table of Horrors. Hello, mate. That was a good night last weekend, wasn't it? After last week's show, Shiv and I stayed up for ages on Discord. You can come and join me on Discord if you like it. The Easy 8 After Party. There's a link just down there to all of our platforms, and Discord's in there as well. Go and check them out. It's super cool. But not right now. Stay here. Thanks. We've got Kez. We've got Yana. We've got Jeff. Hi, Dad. Oh, I'll go croaky. I had a 4-cheese pizza, and it's still there. It'll go. We've got Grant from Overlord Games. Hi, Grant. Yeah, that's who we got at the moment. Brilliant. Let me know if you're painting something. What are you guys saying? Let's have a little check. Great work with the manor, Jeff. Yeah, do you know what? Grant's not wrong there. So, for those of you that don't know, Jeff, my dad, he owns the company Purple Lion Creations and made Braycourt Manor, which features, I was corrected a little while ago, in the second episode of Band of Brothers, because it is a well-documented skirmish went on there on D-Day, which we've just had the 80th anniversary for, and Jeff was able to recreate Braycourt Manor. He built it over the top of the MDF laser-cut precision buildings from Sarissa, and it just looks phenomenal. And they built it into one of these huge 4x4 tables. There are 4 of them, and they can put them all in line, and it depicts this scene from the Utah beach all the way to Braycourt Manor. It looks amazing. And you did them proud, so well done, you. Proud of you. How far off 200 subscribers? So at the moment, Grant, we are 193. It went up to 194, and then it went down. So it fluctuates. It's not for everybody. They come along, they check it out. I'm like, this isn't what I really wanted. That's okay. That's fine. 2 minutes, and he's already talking about bums. Well, someone's got to talk about these things. It's too British. Don't keep it to yourself. Please keep it to yourself. I don't know why you want a voodoo doll. Why do you want a voodoo doll? You can get a Danny voodoo doll. Don't stab me. That's not very nice. Bye. Yeah, I don't want that. A very nice evening, thank you. Oh yes, talking about last week. Working away on the wife's Eshigam this evening. Kez is working on some buildings. Love that. Words can't do it justice. The detail on the manor is so intricate. It's fantastic. Brilliant job. You should see the projects that are going on currently in his workshop. It is fantastic. I was in there the other day. Go check out Purple Lion Creations. Support my dad, because he's ace. Right. Do you know what? Let's talk about what I'm going to do today. So last week, it was one of those weeks where I had this really good week a couple of weeks ago where I was doing the bases on my Admech, my Skitari, my little, 40k Martian guys. And I wanted to build on that success by doing the OSL on the glowy guns. Glowy guns, that's what they are. They're not real. Who cares? Say how you want to. And I have been watching a video by Jimmy Diamond Hands. That's not his real name. Watch the video from the source. I linked it in last week's schedule, so if you want to go and check it out, he's amazing. And every time I do it, I always do it slightly differently to what he's doing, and it's just because I haven't remembered the video very well. Now, while I was eating my pizza a few minutes ago, I sat there and watched it again, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I just can't seem to get it right. Last week was all about getting the glowy guns to look glowy. And I just want to learn how to do it, because it's not just for futuristic sci-fi glowy guns. It's for candles, it's for lights, it's for screens, whatever. Anything you're trying to do glowing. It could be bioluminescence, it could be fireflies, whatever. Sunrises, the list goes on. And I just can't dial it in. And I thought that I was going to be able to achieve it last week, and I did not. I was really upset with myself, so much so that I ended up having to scrub one of them clean. And a pretty poor job I did of that as well. So badly that I actually overhandled the model. He came off his little round base. So got to do some repair work on him. I've got 2 of them here. I've got one that's going to be purple, one that's going to be blue. And now I know what I'm doing. I'm going to give it one more go. If I can't get it this week, of course I'm going to carry on trying to have a go, but it's not here on the show. The show's all about painting stuff, but I don't need to keep on doing the same things over and over again. Like, I'm trying to entertain you guys at the same time, and you guys need to see something different. And I promise this will be the last week that I do this. If you want to see something different, I'm going to be doing something different as of next week. But I'm giving you guys the opportunity to choose kind of what it is that I'm doing. I've got like loads of projects, so I've lined up 4 possible projects that I'm going to have a go at. And you get to take a poll on that. If you want to check that poll out, there's a link to it on Facebook, so head on over there. There's a link down there for the link. That will take you to the place where you can get a link to take you back to this place, but on a different site. Shh. Or if you just go to the, I think it's the Communities tab in YouTube. Have I got it here? Communities tab? No. Can't find it. Whatevs. Anyway, yeah, if you click on the Communities, there's a poll. And I think I've got a Screamer Killer, which is here. Here he is. I broke one of his arms off. More on that later. I've got an Easy 8 Sherman in 28mm, which is on its sprue just here. I've got some sprues of some Churchills in 15mm. Bought those the last time I went to Exeter Legionary Show. And I've also got some more little Martian guys. So you kind of get a choice of what you want to see me do. At the moment, it's going to be a photo finish. Every time someone clicks on something, like there's always others that are either just behind it or like everything's equal. So keep on hitting those polls. We've got like nearly 200 subscribers, but only 11 people have polled so far. So if you're genuinely interested, if you don't care, then that's fine as well. But hit that poll, see what you'd like me to paint next, because I'm genuinely geared up for all of them. Anyway, made a cup of tea. It's the first cup of tea I've had all day, and it is delightful. Shall we go over to the workbench? Let's do this! So, ever so quickly, while I was getting ready for the show, I was just going through all my different screens, transitions and whatever, and I've been playing around with the software on my laptop on a different piece of software, which is connected to this one, trying to just do different things, and it messed up all my transitions, and there was this really, really long merging fade between the screens, and it was hard to the eyes, and I'm glad I spent that extra few seconds to repair it. So now it looks fine, but trust me, a minute ago I was working hard on trying to not destroy what you guys are all used to. Like, it would have the Easy 8 logo in the background somewhere here, and it would just fade in between the screens. I have no idea what happened. I didn't make it do that. I've just been playing with stuff and, well, I ruined it. Okay, so here are all my little Martian dudes. They're really cool. I love them. I talk about them all the time. They're wonderful. These guys have just got like nice little rifles. Pew pew. Autofocus. Come into play. Come on. There he is. Love him. Great. So sorry about the croaking. Here's a guy with a glowy gun. It was almost there, but I ruined it. And here's another guy who fell off his base. This is the purple gun. The purple was looking all right. It was easier to get the effect, but I overdid it and ruined it. So I scrubbed it back. So these, I'm just going to start over again, and I'm going to give it one more go. Just one more. Here we go. So some comments that are going in. When you hit 200 subscribers, I'll send a care package, says Granite Overlord. Well, thank you very much, sir. That is completely unnecessary, but it will be received with gratitude. Thank you very much for the kind offer. Have you tried Warpaint's Fnatic effects? They do ones such as Data Systems Glow. No, I haven't. The reason I haven't done that is because I use Liquitex inks. These are acrylic inks. They settle and they make these wonderful little pigments at the bottom there, so they need a good old shake up. The reason I chose these is because there are two main acrylic inks on the market, Liquitex and De La Rowney. And watching Jimmy Diamond Hands over at the source, go click on the link, prefers Liquitex. And he didn't say why he prefers them. He was actually using De La Rowney. He said he prefers them. They were both as easily attainable to me. So I was like, you know what? If he prefers that one, I'll get these as well. I also have a white ink, and that was already in Liquitex. So I thought that I would just stay with a brand and not mix things up, because I can get very overly involved in that sort of stuff. So what I've got to do is I've got to paint this black. I've got hiccups. I've got a very squeaky headphone. Stop squeaking, thank you. Right. First things first, some black paint. I went off on a bit of a tangent, realised I need to finish my answer to your question, Grant, which is, have I tried those things? No, I haven't tried them, because I've already got these, so I'm going to keep on using them. What I think is important is that they're fluorescent colours, and these are fluorescent blue and fluorescent magenta. That actually doesn't say fluorescent on there, but it's nice and fluorescent. So yeah, if I can't get these to work, then maybe I'll give that a try, because the Fnatic ranges are supposed to be really cool. I've got their lava one here, molten lava for base coating orange, because high pigment count. There you go. Might be appropriate. Yep, you're absolutely right. It could be. Plasma, etc. Weapons are just one pain to paint. Well, they are easy to paint, but very hard to make look good. Yeah, do you know what? I absolutely agree with that. I can paint these. There it is, painted. Look, you can see what I'm trying to do, but it sucks. So, yes, the method that I'm trying to do is very, very simple. If you watch the source training video, I don't know why I'm calling it a training video, but the guy literally, it's a two-step process. He literally sprays a bit of diluted white ink and then sprays a little bit of diluted green ink to make his plasma glaze. He does green. After putting a little bit of white in the coils, which I'm going to show you that process now. So yeah, it's an easy process. It's just practice, isn't it? It's just practice. So yeah, I threw away my piece of tissue the other day because I've been using it for millions of years. So I'm just going to get a spare one on the side just there. There we go. Because I will be cleaning paintbrushes, etc. in just a moment. Kez says, I would really like to see you do something Battletech related. Yes, I've only got a few bits of Battletech. I have, a couple of bits and pieces here and there. I've got like a little mini which I could paint. But being that it's only one miniature and a pile of collections of other things, it's never really been on my priority list. But I will get around to doing it. That's a promise. Because I want to. Because I really like Battletech. I know you're like the biggest Battletech nerd in the world, and that's fine. And my knowledge and enthusiasm for it pales in comparison to yours. I've just got other stuff, which is why I assumed to prioritise it, I suppose. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to black all of this out. Itchy nose. Shiv says, Sigh, I really need to stop washing my brushes in the coffee I'm supposed to be drinking. No, so it's okay, mate. As a miniature painter, over the years of constantly doing that, you actually build a toxin intolerance. Tolerance. You can't be poisoned anymore. So, Feel No Pain reroll. 5+. So the reason I'm blacking these little bits out here, these are like glowy coils, and they need to look like they are glowing. And the way to achieve that is by painting them black to start with. In a minute we're going to come in with some slightly diluted or slightly thinned white ink. And this is where I went wrong last time, was I tried to get that white ink to run in between the coils. Actually what I need to do is just paint it on, like I'm painting the black on now. But because the ink is thinner, because it behaves slightly differently than paint, and it's opaque, it will run into those grooves, and it will look more opaque in the grooves. Even though it is an opaque ink itself, by adding a little bit of thinner to it, or flow improver, as it prefers on the source, it will lend a little bit of transparency on the raised edges, and that will automatically set up the glow. Now what I did last time was I just kind of ran the ink painstakingly and badly between them, and it just looked, there was too much contrast, it just looked awful. So you can see me here now just trying to get this black in here. what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to use my slightly smaller brush. This brush is just a little bit too big, and it's quite easy to get it on neighbouring details. Just need a little bit. There we go. It's just one tiny little coil line right at the back over here. I'm going to try and get this a little bit back in. Lush. Love it. Cool. Leave that to dry just for a second. Let's go to the other one. So that's a plasma gun, right? Doesn't exist, not real. This is an arc gun. It's a lightning gun. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. I just want it to look cool. Now on the tutorial by the source, he's painting it on a Space Marine, which is a bit bigger and less busier than this model actually. Doing it on a much larger gun because the scale is increased and the guns are just massive. And they're all just primed black. So he uses white against that black and it stands out immensely. Like it's crazy how much it stands out because there's a tutorial on it. That's what it's all about. So it's very easy to see the effect against, you know, blank canvas of black. There's a lot going on this model because I've already painted it, right? Which I suppose makes it harder to gauge. Like I'm watching him paint his and I can gauge it, I see what he's doing, I follow it to the letter. I'm like, yep, cool. I can see what you're doing, I understand this. And then I look at this when I'm doing this and I'm just not getting it. Not doing it right. Sinistral Painting has joined us. Hi Sinistral Painting, how are you? I hope you're well. Adeptus Mechanicus, nice. Omnissiah, bless and protect you. Yes, please, and help me paint the Forsaken things because I'm starting to really struggle with it. I love them though, I think they're so cool models. I know they're super nerdy, I don't care, I love them, they're great. I never thought to black out the coils to create the glow. Mind if I steal that? Absolutely, it's totally my scheme. Nope, it's not my scheme. Like I said, I stole it from the source. A very, very talented painter with his own channel, massive amounts of followers. Go and check him out because he shows you how to do it. I've actually got a link on last week's schedule over at Facebook. Go check out the Facebook page. No, I didn't actually put it as on last week's schedule. It's right after the schedule. It's really easy to find. There's a glowing Space Marine. It's green. Go and have a look, and it will link you straight to his YouTube thing. And yeah, like I'm saying, it sets everything up by high contrast. So gonna get all of this area here black. Paint's gonna get sticky. It took ages last week to clean this guy up. I just did it wrong and I thought I need to go back to basics because there's just too much paint build up now, and no matter what I do it's always going to look naff, and I need to learn how to do this. I want to improve. I'm giving myself permission to fail and room and time to practice, but you need to have a clean slate sometimes. So I was up till the wee hours of the morning talking to Shiv from Table of Horrors. And a jolly good chat we had. Breaking in my new red grass palette V2 tonight. Is that the wet palette by any chance? Very jealous. I love Red Grass Games. They make some wonderful stuff. Don't use the Red Grass Games sprue clippers on clear plastic because the clear plastic is so hard and brittle. Your clippers will shatter, as they did live on show once. Literally, as I was saying, they're the best clippers I've ever had. And they're spenny too. That's cool kid talk for expensive. Right, cool. So, here we go. There's the plasma, that's all done black. What I'm going to do now is get some white ink. It needs a jolly good shake, and I'm going to thin it a little bit. Now, unfortunately, in the source video, it doesn't show you how much of each, it doesn't show you the ratio. But obviously you can see the viscosity of it going on the miniature. I'm going to have to hazard a guess. So I'm just going to give this a shit. You can hear a little rattle in there. Liquitex doesn't come with mixer ball bearings. I just added some in there. Why not, right? People are adding me as a friend on Facebook. Oh, that's so nice. Hello, guys. How you doing? Cool. So, I've got my palette just on the side over here. I'm going to add like a drop or two. You get big drops coming out of these droplets. Yeah. I'm going to start with one of those for now. It's about twice the size of what comes out of the airbrush flow improver pot. Now this is for airbrush flow improver for the airbrush. I'm just going to put one drop in there. So it's about 2 to 1, roughly. Got a brush here somewhere that I mix things with. Found it. Okay, so what we're doing here is we are now using the wrong paintbrush, Danny. Thank you very much. We are using slightly diluted or thinned white acrylic ink, and I'm going to paint it all over the coils. If this looks like it's not going on thin enough, then I can add a little bit of water, I suppose, or a little bit of flow improver to it directly. So I'm just going to take my time and just going to see how well it goes on. That looks perfect. 2 to 1. 2 drops of white ink to 1 drop of flow improver. Now I'm using flow improver specifically rather than airbrush thinner. All my stuff set up for airbrush really. Because on the source he says he prefers using flow improver as his medium to thin things with. And if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. I'm actually looking at it going, I probably could do with another drop of flow improver. Because what I'm trying to do is paint this on nice and neatly and evenly, because, you know, neatness rules. Yeah, I'm going to do another drop. So, you know, 1 to 1. 50-50. I'm going to paint this on. It needs to run between the coils, runs into the recesses, and it will filter the raised edges. It won't be completely black. They will show some black through. And that's what's going to give us a slight glow effect. Here we go. That's working better. Just do a 50-50 mix. Now I'm not getting a very even application, and that, I think, might be down to the fact that I've painted this probably about 6 times now, trying to get this effect, so it might just be that the surface I'm painting onto is just a little bit rubbish. And while that's sad, that's just the way it is, isn't it? I've got to learn somehow. It could be that I need more flow improver in there. I wouldn't go any more than 3-to-1 flow improver to ink, just because at that point I think you're breaking the ink down so much that you're going to have a bit of a runaway effect. You know, practice. Find out what works for you. To be fair, it is still going on, just a little bit too opaque. But at this point, I just need something that looks nice and tidy now, you know? Maybe I should try thinner next time. Not my best covering, but at this stage I'm not going to complain too much. What I'm going to do, this is a little off-piste, and I know I'm going off-piste, and that's fine, that's okay. I'm just going to get a little drop of thinner, and I'm just going to put that in the palette on the side there. Just going to put a couple of drops in because it might evaporate a little. And from here, what I'm just going to do, I'm going to clean my brush off in a little. I'm just going to, a slightly saturated brush, just going to run it across the top of those coils, just to thin the surface down a little bit, because I want the contrast to show through. That's actually working really well. Don't want it to go too far. I don't want it to have too much black. I want there just to be a little bit of contrast. I can see as well that it is the surface that I'm painting on that is causing me problems. I've just painted it so much. Okay, that'll do. That'll do. Shiv says, yes, I'm loving it. It's a real step up from the Armour Painter one I used before, which was nice, of course, but this is amazing. They make good quality stuff. I've got to say it. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I can say what I want. Yeah, it was great. Jeff says, the little clippers you got me are great, and I treat them terrible. Can't remember what brand they were. I'm sure they were just like a Tamiya one, weren't they? But they were really, really good. Yum, yum, yum. Right. Gonna leave that guy. Gonna come back to him in a minute. I want that to sort of dry. The acrylic ink dries really fast, so I don't have to wait like horrendously long. I'm gonna do another pot of acrylic ink because That one's got flow improver, and I want to try it with the thinner, because it might be that I just work better with thinner. Who knows? So I'm going to put... I've got a nice even drop there. 2 of those. That's a 50-50 mix of thinner to acrylic ink. Oh, the rain's coming in hard. My skylight's ever so slightly open, so if you see waterfalls of rain there, get my attention and let me know. Oh, it looks like that might be too runny. We're going to give it a go. We're going to do this. It does look quite runny. Ooh, do you know what? That's really good. It does have a slight runaway effect, but it is filtering the raised edges quite well. Love it. You see how far it's run away? Let's run away to the top there as well. Maybe not quite a 1-to-1 mix with thinner. Maybe like a 2-to-1 ink to thinner. Just to have that viscosity help you. Love the word viscosity, and it always sounds weird when I say it. Just realised I may have not been in shot there for quite some time. I apologise if you've not been able to see what I've been painting. Right, I can see right now that is way better than where I was last week. I still need practice at it to get it on there nice and evenly, and that might be better with practiced viscosity levels. But if I just bring this up to the camera now, wait for the autofocus to come in, you can see that there are brighter white lines in there, and that is exactly what I need. That is, the raised edges have got a filter, a transparent filter on them, so you can see the black coming through them. And then there's brighter lines between it, making it look like a bit of a faded barcode, is where it's all kind of collected in between the raised edges, in the recesses, where it's denser, so it's brighter. It's exactly what we want, because in a minute we're going to do a little bit of spraying. We're going to overspray around this to kind of give a glow effect, and it's just going to bring that right out. And then with a nice watered down or diluted fluorescent colour, purple in this case, or magenta rather, it's going to just turn that glow into a coloured glow. And the idea here is to try and get a little bit of overspray on the model itself, see where those glows would be. And I said last week I'm not really interested in that right now. I just want to learn how to do the OSL. Do you know what? Hard loving time. I'm going to go for it today. See it here. So we're probably going to get a lot of glow down here, and up on the shoulder, maybe on the side of the face here as well. Yeah. See what happens, right? On this guy over here, where it's not worked so well, unfortunately, probably we'll get like a little bit of glow on the arm over there, maybe on the shoulder here. So we'll see what happens. That hasn't come out so well, but at this stage, I just want it to work now, you know. So here we go. Let me get like a little spray sheet. Here it is, his little spray sheet. And we're going to go in. I'm going to go in on the blue, just so that I can practice a little bit because it's rubbish. First things first is I need to get my compressor up to speed, get that all building up, and make sure my airbrush works. It needs a slight loosening up. Just a bit gummed up in the nozzle there, that's all. A bit gummed up, that's quite a chunk of what looks like acrylic ink. Give me a cotton bud. There we go, lovely, thanks. Bit of cleaner on that. Move that out of the way before I end up cleaning my models, which will be disastrous. Yep, you can see there's blue on there. That is acrylic ink. Clearly it dries horrendously inside your airbrush. Clean your airbrushes properly after using inks. Jeff says, I just had a thought. A small turntable with a pop-up cover with a fixed tiny hairdryer. A drying booth for your minis. Have I just invented something? Yeah. I think so. I mean, you don't need to have a turntable, but it's kind of fun and gimmicky. And I do actually have a couple of turntables. I've got an electric one, which just spins around. And I've got like a handheld one. Like one that you just spin around with your hands when you're airbrushing. The little electric one would be quite funny. Yeah, you'd have to blue tack them down because your minis are just going to fly everywhere, right? There's a really tough bit just sat right there. Excellent. Done. I'm gonna put a bit through the airbrush because it needs it. You could use it to correct mould warping, maybe? Substandard casts? Yeah, absolutely. You can. It's very easy to do that if you haven't tried it before, actually. Give it a shot. It's very easy to do it with warm water, literally in the sink. Be careful because it changes very quickly. I was helping a friend years ago now with some Forge Weld casts, shaker cannons, so really long artillery cannons. And they were just warped crazy, and he was really nervous to do it, so I was like, I'll do it for you, I'll have to go. And very quickly they went rigid. I'm like, oh no! And then I just laid them out straight on the workshop, and they recovered quite easily. I don't know if it like stretches and fatigues over time. It probably does, so just be careful, you know? Don't ruin it. So, okay, I need a thinned down paint. Now I think the consistency of what I had a minute ago is probably perfect for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get two nice big globs. Blip. Blip. That's acrylic white ink in there. And I'm going to get 2 drops of airbrush thinner. Two. Just gonna give that a bit of a mix up. Cool. A little practice. Nice even spray. Okay, I'm actually really nervous now. So what I've got to try and do is achieve a little bit of glow around the outside of that coil area. Try and do it without spraying it all over my other models. In fact, you know what? I'm so nervous about this. I'm just going to move them. I don't like doing that because I like to look at them. But you guys need to go over here because I can just see it becoming just disastrous. Excuse me. That was like the most fakest cough in the world. Take your base as well, mate. There we go. Cool. Here we go then. Let's see what happens. That just looks good already. Okay, now I've got automatically overspray on his arm. I wonder if you can see that. Come on, autofocus, do your thing. See that overspray on his sleeve just by his elbow? I'm going to enhance that. That kind of tells me where I need to go. That says we're getting a bit of glow on this surface just in here. And in a minute I'm going to come in with some white on a brush and just get some of those hard edges. That should hopefully really help define where the glow is striking. Cool. I'm happy with that. Going to put you over there. While I've got a decent consistency and some left in here, I'm going to go straight on this guy as well. I'm just going to try and get a little bit of overspray. Just on the outside edges of that gun. And what I'm also doing is, as I'm still hitting that coiled area, and I'm helping add a little bit more filter to those raised edges because they are quite stark. And it's just an opportunity to add a bit more saturation. And again, I'm getting some overspray on his hand, on his sleeve. Can you see that? That's really important to getting a really good OSL effect. It's coming together. I'm not going to start counting my chickens just yet. I've never used that phrase before. Tell me if it was right. Excellent. I'm happy with where we're at here. I'm really nervous. Let's get rid of this into the purge chamber. Purging. Oh, that was a lot of vapor. Yowza. It's like a little volcano in here. Ink apparently has a lot of vapour to it. Right, I'm going to flush a little bit of cleaner then loads of water through here because I don't want that white really affecting what I've got. I really want this to work so badly. Imagine if I got this done like an hour early. think I need to have something on standby, yeah. One more flush through of the water here. There we go. That's good. That's good enough for now. Do you know what, Grant? One of those things it's just kind of occurred to me. It's just worth mentioning because it's just interesting to know. We're talking about fluorescent colours. We're talking about saturated colours from the Fanatic range, etc. I do actually have here 3 fluorescent colours from Green Stuff World. I used them ages and ages ago, just for a laugh. I was playing around with some lava effects and I just wanted to see what happens. So I've got a really bright red colour here. This is fluorescent red, and then I've got fluorescent orange. That's vibrant, isn't it? And then I've got this really hurts the eyes. This is a fluorescent orange yellow. They didn't have a fluorescent yellow, so I went with these ones. They're actually UV reactive as well, which is really cool. I didn't know that. The fluorescent ones from Green Stuff, well, they're UV reacting. So you shine UV light on them and they glow. It's really fascinating. They're just staring at me across the worktop there, and I just thought I'd mention that. Give them a try. Or if you want to have a go with them, you can borrow those if you want to. They're fun. They are for the airbrush, I think. Yeah, they are. Cool. So look, we've done a thing with some white. I'm going to move this out of the way because it does glare the screen out a little bit. What I'm going to do very quickly is have a little practice with getting the right consistencies for my other 2 inks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just give this magenta a really good shake. Oh my goodness, the rain. It's normally absolutely stonkers hot in the studio, so I like to open the windows a crack and have a fan on. The fan's not on today. I like to circulate fresh air in there, but I just like it to be not so stuffy, you know. Okay, I think that's shaken loads. So the difference between this ink and the white ink is that these are transparent and the white ink is an opaque one. So it might be that I don't need to add as much thinner, but I think it is important to maintain a level of consistency. So I'm going to keep it the same ratios for now because I need to learn. I need to have a basis of comparison, a starting point, if you will. So 2 drops of magenta, 2 drops of thinner, and I'm looking for gentle, thin coverage. So let's mix those 2 in there. I can see that is still got quite a bit of clinginess. It runs around like water. I need to break the surface tension down, perhaps. I'm inclined to give it a go, though. It's a strong old colour. I don't know if you can see that there. So yeah, I'm just trying to spread it around and see if it's thin enough. Do you know what? I'm going to add 1 more drop in there. Just see what happens. It's a 3:2 ratio. Hasn't changed it very much. It is very, very runny. So I think I just need to be gentle with my application with that one. Just do it. Let's give this a go. Let's bring back in the spray sheet. One, 2. Such a vibrant colour. Thinner. One and 2. And I'm hoping that even though is very clingy. Because it's so runny, I should be able to get really thin air blasts with it, basically. Just going to mix that up. It's like a dye. It's crazy stuff. Right, here we go. Do you know what? I think it could be thinner. I think it could be thinner. Out of this world, models and minis. Hi, John, from the States, all the way over there from the great big pond. Hi, all. Just popped in to say hello. I'll watch the replay when I get home tonight. Hi, John. Thanks for stopping by again. As always, love you, brother. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. Go and check out John's channel. There's a link just downstairs. Go and check him out because he just paints really cool stuff, and he's been making some wonderful conversions. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Just go and check out the link to his channel, especially if you like Nurgle, because it's really cool. It's licky. That's what I'm going to say. Go check it out. It's awesome. Just need this to not come out so intense. I need to get the thinnest. There we go. Okay. It's all about practicing the amount that I'm releasing. So, just gentle now, all over that white area. Oh, it's perfect. That's so cool. It will get better as I get better. Oh, that's great. I need practice, but it's working. So I'm just trying to make sure that I get some on that overspray on the arm as well, because I need it to look like that it's glowing. Now I wonder if Grant could do me the biggest honour and have a look through the Fanatic paint range and see if there's a fluorescent purple or a fluorescent magenta. The reason I'm asking is because this colour, whilst this is very vivid, I didn't buy this originally for this particular project. I bought it for it was an impulse buy, and I bought it for doing synthwave style projects, and it doesn't have the fluorescence that I would like. So I wonder if there is a fluorescent alternative that I could use. It's my first attempt. It's a little bit... It's not the best, but it's the best it's been for a while. I can see it coming together, you know? Especially on this side here. But what I could do, one of the things I learned on the source is just by coming through and applying a little bit more white, really runny, just to run between those areas, and again coming back in and doing more purple over the top might really help sort of stabilise that effect. It's looking all right. It's not my best. It's not my best. Look at that beautiful colour, isn't that? Well, you can't really see it here, but it's fantastic. Just going to spread that out a little bit because it's going to dry during the break, which we're going to go to in just a second. Just going to have to wash this out. So, just going to bring the perch tank in. Just going to run a load of water through the airbrush because I just need to get that essentially dye out of the airbrush. Some comments. Shiv says, "Oh, that reminds me. Shout out to Staff if he's lurking here." Yeah, he often is. He's been busy the last couple of weeks. He loves the show, so if he's not here, it's not because he's trying to avoid us or you guys. Yeah, just got people are busy, right? Got a lot of stuff going on. I think Dave is one of our regulars. He, Staff, and myself are friends. We are the Easy 8 road trip crew. Kez often comes with us too. I think Dave struggles to actually comment in the live chat due to some sort of like software conflict on his phone, but can interact by spamming the hearts. Now, I believe at the beginning of the show there were a lot of hearts coming. So, Dave, if you're there right now, spam them hearts, brother. There is a bit of delay. Spam some hearts. Kez says, Army Painter has a pink. Ooh. They could do with more colours in the glow effects. It doesn't have to be a glow effect. Just need it to be a fluorescent one, really. Fluorescent purple or a fluorescent magenta. I've got a purple here. It's called Warlord Purple. This is just the air game range. And you can see that it's close to that magenta. It just doesn't have the vibrancy behind it. Nice colour there. I've not done an awful lot with purple. So, yeah. Right. I'm just going to clear out the end of the nozzle there. Because it's building up like cake on the inside of the nozzle. Gross. Cool. There we go. So, look, we're at that point for a break. We should all get away, go refocus our eyes, go stretch our legs, whatever. We should definitely go and change out the caffeine drinks for a grown-up juice. It's that time of day, guys. So, yeah, I'm going to come back with a grown-up one. Whatever it is that you're about to go and do, you should definitely go and change your paint water. And don't leave it like this. Disgusting. See you in 10. Ciao. welcome back. I went and got myself a grown-up juice, got a pint of it. Happy weekend, everybody. Cheers. I'm going to bring the tone down a little bit on tonight's show. And I want to talk about someone who, for what it's worth, dedicating the show to. Now, all I've got is this little platform. It's a little bit of fun. I do it on a Friday evening. I kind of entertain you guys and, so on and so forth. So I'm just going to bring the music down just to kind of tell you a very, very brief story of a gentleman that I think is important to know about. So I work at a children's activity centre. I have done for a long, long time. And we see lots of people. We see lots of adults. We see lots of kids, families, etc. And through it all, my staff, one of my jobs is to train the instructors to do what they do. One of the sorts of people that we get coming in are assessors who assess the level of our ability. Specifically when we're doing things off ground, so when we're doing like rock climbing and things like that. These assessors are extremely professional. They are the highest quality people that you could get, and I'm very proud to have worked alongside some names out there. One of those people, a gentleman called Berwin, is, I think, kind of like the leader of them all. I might be making that bit up, but he seems to know his stuff, and the others kind of following along behind him. They are all equally as professional. He has been to Everest. He went and climbed a base camp with my boss and stuff. And unfortunately, today I received the news that he passed away. It was very, very sad, and it's come as a shock to everybody. And while this show is probably not up his street in any way, shape or form, or anyone that he's probably associated with, but he meant a lot to all of us. And it's made a lot of people very, very sad. And these things happen, and that doesn't make it any easier. And basically, I just kind of wanted to come on the air and just say that he's in everyone's thoughts. Met an amazing bloke. There's still loads of amazing people out there, of course. We're just one less amazing person now, and that's really, really sad. And it hasn't really set in yet, and it probably will do. I met him a good 24 times, and he's just a lovely, lovely bloke. And and I won't see him again, and that's really, really sad. So perhaps everyone could raise a glass with me and just say cheers, Berwin. I hope you enjoy the rest of wherever is afterwards. Take care and cheers, pal. And now it's time to bring the tone back up again. Happy weekend, everybody. Cheers. Thank you very much for listening to me on that little thing there. Very personal message, very personal individual, and yeah, just a shame. The music came in very, very abruptly there. Sorry for your loss. Thank you very much. It is sad. It was a shame. Apparently, it was a brain tumour. We never knew. He'd had it for a while, and I think he just kind of wanted to crack on with his life and just do stuff, and was frustrated that I think he wasn't allowed to or couldn't. And as far as I'm aware, very, very swift, which is, I think, in a situation where suffering can come along, I think is all you can ask for when your chips are down, is just to go quick, right? So anyway, yeah, thank you very much for your condolences there. That's all very kind. Crumbs Studio has joined us. Hi, Crumbs. I hope you're well. You came in literally just as I was talking about a sad thing. It's not a sad evening. It's a wonderful evening. Excuse me. Things are going very well for me over here. I did a burp. Excuse me. So yeah, I've just realised that I've always got my little my phone on the side here. Just so I can keep up with the live chat, because it can be hard to read it on the screen. Then it's not in sync. How, if I push that button, what happens? Oh, I've done it. I've changed it completely. Wonderful. I've ruined that. How do you guys follow me? I make it so hard. Can I? Nope. It wasn't in sync. There it is. I'll click on that. There we go. I think I'm back up to speed again. Very sorry for your loss. That's sad, says Kez. Cheers, condolences on his passing, and cheers. Yeah, thank you very much. What a lovely bloke he was too. He taught me loads. Anyway, for Crumbs' benefit and for anyone else that's joining in right now, I'm having a cracking effort at doing some object source lighting. It's not the best, but it's definitely a step in the right direction for me, and I'm pretty happy with how it's going at the moment. Yay! Don't forget that if you like what I do here, or if you like making friends with these people over here, or just tuning in to someone talking daft bonkers rubbish, whatever, while you paint your stuff, please do consider subscribing. We are just a few subscribers away from hitting 200, and as I've been harking on for a little while now, when you get me to 200 subscribers, and it is your job to go and do that, I will let the cats in the studio. There's one right outside right now. I just went to go see him a second ago during the break. It just occurred to me as well that he's actually Easy 8 colours. He's a black and white cat. He's got an eye patch, and it's so cool. Not a real patch. He's not like, you know, got one eye. I haven't hurt my cat. He's got one black eye, one white eye. He's very, very cool. And they're just, because it's raining, they want to come in here. So you get me to 200 subscribers, I'll let them in. They're just out there, man. They're just out there. Where are we on our subscribers this evening? Can it tell me here? Will it tell me? We're not at 200 just yet. Not letting them kiddies in. So you get me 200 subscribers, I'll let the cats in, and they will eat everything. Brilliant. If you haven't already, please give this episode a thumbs up, because everything that you do interacting with the show affects the algorithm. All hail the algorithm. And that, of course, spreads the word of Easy 8. And I love it when that happens. So, yeah, please do. I want to make a community big and bold and cheerful and full of support and love and booze. Please drink responsibly. Anyway. Enough of that. If you're working on a project this evening, come and tell me and the others about it. I'd love to know what it is that you're working on. I genuinely do get really stoked up and enthusiastic and inspired by all the stuff that you do. So come and take a picture, stick it up on Facebook, because we're on Facebook as well. We're on Instagram, and we're on Discord. If you want to come and join me for a video chat at the end of the show, the Discord, Easy 8 After Party. All links down there. I struggled to get that all out, but there we go. Cool! I had a lovely old long chat with Shiv last week. Feel free to come and have a chat. So, some more comments going in. Get the cats in and it becomes easy. It really will become Easy 8. Yeah, no kidding. They love eating everything. Okay, there are 7 of us watching. All we need to do is create another account each, and we all subscribe. And the Fairy Warriors make an appearance. Do you know what? That's subscribers. You go do you, pal. go make that happen. I'll have a tidy up in here, because now I'm not letting them come in here right now. I need to have a tidy up. It's pretty bad. Anyway, enough yapping. Here we go. So, this guy who fell off his base last week because I was overly vigorously cleaning him. His glow is done. I might try and put a little bit more white in there and give him another quick blast. I don't know if I want to do that. Will it ruin it? Will it make it better? It's not the best, but it is pretty good, and you get the general idea of it. But I think if I added just a little bit of white in it might just enhance it a little bit more. And I know that the mixture that I've got there runs really well in there, so it will make it look better. Yeah. The glow effect on his arm is subtle, and I am going to do some hard edges in there in a second. So, without further ado, let's do that, I suppose. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some of this. It's still very, very watery. Excellent. It's got some thinner in there. What I'm going to do, I hope this is the right thing. Please be the right thing to do. Do you know what? I'm going to add just a bit more thinner, just because I just can't trust it. It's been drying. It does dry quite quickly, this ink, so just be aware of that. Jeff says, just finished the bocage lanes you saw the other day. Fabulous. That's literally the bread and butter at Purple Lion Creations. It's just your thing, man. You're just really good at it. Please put pictures up on Facebook, pictures or it never happened, and show the wonderful community everything that you do, because it looks fabulous, frankly. Ever so slight bit of magenta in my brush when I clean that white up, and when I mix that white up, and now it's not so clean and quite a pink colour now. Never mind. It's going to get stained with magenta anyway. Here we go. So what I'm going to do is that's cool. What I'm doing, just running the brush in them grooves. Yeah, love that. And I'm just using the edge of my finger just to wipe away any of the surface ink. to wipe it all away. I just don't want to do too much of a filter over the stark colours that are already on there. Like that, that's a bit much there. Okay, cool. Danger of ruining it if I'm not careful here. So I'm always one of those guys that has like the cool next idea, and then I run away with it, and I do it too fast, and I don't think about it. And I wonder if any of you guys do that. A little bit of water to break the surface tension down a little bit, and hope that it will just kind of run between those grooves just a little bit easier. That's a bit better, yeah. Okay, so I was talking earlier on about hard edges, and that is just on some of these shoulder pads, etc., on some areas where the glow might be hitting harder. So all I'm doing is just coming on the edge of the shoulder here. Now on a space marine, this is very easy to do because the surfaces are big and bold and clean, but what I'm doing here on these very, very small pauldrons, that's the technical term for shoulder armour, is I'm just trying to hit the edges with a nice easy application of white ink, which will just pick up a little bit more glow and should become just a little bit more obvious in a minute when I do another overspray. And I'm going to do just a little bit in his face mask as well, just like that. A little bit on his sleeve, and that's it. That's all I'm going to do there. That's the only areas where I want that light effect to show. Just going to let that dry. I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to do it now. You can see I've got loads of overspray on his arm in there. It's looking pretty cool. And again, now what I'm going to do is just going to hit that hard edge. And the reason I did it with the purple one now is because I just forgot to do it earlier. I got excited and carried away, but I'm going to go in with another spray. Now I'm kind of basically doing a like an edge highlight and just making it a bit more obvious. Just hitting some of those harder edges, and when it's done properly, it looks really good. Like that. I'll even get a little bit on his little bionic hand down there. Lovely. Come on now. There. See on his arm. Simples. Hopefully the blue works just as well. I'm going to get a little bit of white ink in between these bulbs, because the light's going to be like really intense between bulbs. I don't know if that's like the way that light really works, but I'm just trying to make an effect that looks half decent at this point. Okay, now unfortunately, because of the amount of times that I've done this, the surface has prevented me from painting nice and tidy white ink in the coils on the plasma gun here. So we're not going to have so much of that contrast showing through. But hopefully I'm just looking for a nice bright glow. And this blue is really fluorescent. It's a really, really nice colour. Just going to give it a really good shake because as you can see that it is settled in there. Just before we went, during break, I think Shiv at Table of Horrors said that you use a fluorescent red, and I asked what you use it for, and you do a red glowing like weapon thing. That sounds cool. You just have a thing for glowing red. Ah, it's fine. Jeff says just finished the book. I read that one a minute ago. Crumb Studio says, how do people feel about Raphael 8404 brushes? I love them. It's my brand, man. That's exactly what I use. That's exactly what I'm using right now. I've got a size 2, which is as my largest one, a size 1, and a size 0. I find there to be very little difference between a 1 and a 0, but I do use them. And the one I'm using a lot at the moment because I'm doing such small stuff is a 000. And I find the step down from a 0 to a 30 to be just what I need for doing some detail work. They are a really, really good quality brush. There's very little difference between these and Winsor Newton. I liked the sound of Raphael, so I went with Raphael because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant Ninja Turtles. There you go. Recently got a... Oh, I can't see it. I got a size 1. Yeah. Just get a brush soap, look after them, clean them out regularly. Even like when you're constantly painting, just stop after doing maybe like 3 visits to the palette, give it a clean out, dry it off, start again. Damp the bristles down to before you put paint, even if it's wet paint, not dry brushing. You shouldn't be dry brushing with your 84 series. Got the hiccups. I'm so sorry. Just wash your brush out regularly to make sure that it stays in top condition. One of the things I've got to do at the end of the show is give this one a clean out because you can see there's loads of stuff starting to settle down in the ferrule, and that is just white ink just in there because it's so runny. It's going to show you. Is it going to show you? Maybe it won't. Yeah, can you see it all kind of... Yeah, but it was pure clean earlier on. Table of Horrors says, I use a 0 for my highlights and the Artist Opus for my everything else. Yeah, Artist Opus do make a good brush, to be fair. Let's get that. Put that in a bin. Lovely. Let's give this blue a bit of a shake. Jeff says, I'm not allowed to have nice brushes. Sad. Pictures or it didn't happen, please. Oh, would you listen to that? There are little mixer balls in this one. I did put them in here. Just needs a really good shake. They're sticking, I can hear them. Just looking at some comments that are coming in by mobile. There are some lovely photos of people's work this evening. Go and check them out. Check out John's licky thing. My Fittic Light Caller with an open mouth. Lovely. Jeff's got his plantation house. That's amazing, by the way. Straight in front of it. It's bigger than it looks. It's huge. And then flashback to the 80s from Stephen Lynch is Skeletor. And I love it. Nice shading, dude. Oh, head on over to Facebook for some epic finds over there. Wonderful. I dropped a picky on Facebook of a flashback to the 80s, if you know who it is. Oh, literally, just at the right time. That's so cool. Love it. Mate, it's epic. Well done. Could you do a kind of faux glow effect using blending technique, do you think? Yeah, I could do. I'm going to be honest with you. The reason I chose this effect is because it was so effective and so simple. Yeah. Like, the guy made it look so easy. I had to have a go, you know? So that's why I'm doing it. So because it's the easiest effect to achieve, supposedly, it just felt like I had to to do that to get to a certain point. Once I've kind of done this a couple of times and I feel pretty practiced at it and successful at it, I will start practicing other techniques as well. Blending techniques sounds like something I should do on almost like character models or hero models and things like that. Just because you put in extra time and effort on something that's more thematically central, right? But if I'm doing like an army, this is just a rank and file squad, right? I just want to be able to go, done, brilliant, you know, move on. That's the noise an airbrush makes. All together now, please. Now, this blue is much thinner than the magenta. So I'm going to add another drop. Now, it might be just because I mixed it better, or maybe I didn't mix it so well. I've used the same ratios. And this is why practicing is so important. I do love that. It's still on my phone. I love that Skeletor, man. It's so cool. There's some great shading in there. I love it. And last week you said that you painted a marble statue and you posted a picture of it up on Discord, and me and Shiv went and had a look at it. And we don't believe you. We think you're amazing and you should be a commission painter because you've got it, man. So yay for you. Right, making my arm ache. Drop. That's a little more thicker. That's even a word. Okay, that was just practicing. Cool. Bring in the airbrush. It's so foamy. One, two. I put in three, didn't I? Did I? Yes. Three. Keep your ratios the same, Danny. Thinner. Two. I'm just going to mix that up in there. How's everyone's projects going? Is everyone having an evening of success? Are you struggling? Are you not even painting? Or are you remaining private on the subject and you don't want to talk to me about it? That's fine. You do you. Gonna bring in my spray sheet. Here we go. Let's move that guy over there. That's a nice even spray. I'm getting that. That's a nice mixture there. That is 3 to 2. Ink to thinner. Come on, it's got to work this time, right? It's got to work. Everyone cross your fingers together for me. Cross your fingers together. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's working. Sort of. Very, very watery, so I'm just going to have to let that dry a little bit. I'm going to have to find a decent ratio. Just coming at the back there with some air from the airbrush. Keeping a good distance away so that it doesn't blow it around all over the place. Yeah, that's working. I'll get better at this, you know. And just like I did with the magenta, I'm going to add more white into this in a second, just to help make it look nice. So I'm establishing like a base yellow, a base blue, if you like. And I'm going to hit it with some lighter bits in a second, and then go back over it with another pass of the same colour, and hopefully they should appear nice and bright. That's the plan, right? It's the hard edges that are really catching my eye right now. They're working really, really well. That is the key. I know that sounds obvious. I know. Shut up, alright? I get it. But those hard edges on his armour really make that glow effect. I'm really pleased with that. Yes, it could be a darn sight better, but it's the closest I've ever come, and I'm really, really happy with that. I'm even thinking about dropping some white in the little vents on the kind of the muzzle end over there. That's originally what I wanted to do. So I might add some little drops of watered down white into that. Hopefully, it will look cool. Right, let's put the ink away for a second. Let's get rid of that. Oh, I'm so happy that it's coming together. You've got some white on you there. You've got some hard edges there. Love that. Let's have a look at this. Let's get some hard edges on you. I'm going to need some ink because I've made the other one pink. I'm just going to put one drop in there. Just like that, and I'm just going to add water. Maybe not just yet. Do I want to add any hard edges in first? No. Okay, cool. A drop of clean water because all my water is rancid because I didn't go and clean my water. I'm so sorry. Do you know, I use pipettes so much for everything because you can get guaranteed consistency in your ratios. If you need one drop of water, use a pipette. Don't use your brush because, you know, your paintbrush will absorb an amount and you need it to be specific every single time. Using pipettes and dropper bottles and things like that, you are guaranteed to have at least a slightly more precise mixture. So just consider that. I want that to be runnier, so I'm just going to get some more water in there. I've got a big dropper bottle on the side, but I can't get it's not very easy to get like precise drop counts. I can just pour water in from a bottle, and it's not the same as a controlled drop quantity. There we go. So to get a decent runniness on this white ink, I've not used any thinners, I've just used water. The reason for that is I want to break down the surface tension so that it doesn't filter a colour. I want it to run in between things nice and easily. And what I'm doing here is just getting it into those vents on the front, and by picking up highly diluted white ink, it should, yes, love it. What you need is a small drying booth. Coming back to that idea, huh? shame no one makes one. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. Stop hassling. Right, just going to give it a go with this watered down version here to run in between some of these little coils. Also, on the source's video, he said put a little line at the bottom just to really accentuate the sort of the brightness. So I'm going to have a little go at just dropping in some white into the coils here. I'm not actually picking much up on the brush, come on. It's looking pretty neat already. Now, we've got these bulbs on the side here. I'm going to put some white in there as well, just in between these little bits like this. Let's spread that around a little bit, because I want the blue to take a little bit more on them. They're not as rich a blue as I want them to be. That's quite nice. We've also got these little holes on the other side that are in the same sort of place. I think I'm going to leave them in fear of doing too much glow. But we do have like little pipes and stuff on the back, and when I first did them I did paint them blue. So what I'm going to do very quickly is I'm just going to hit that with a little bit of blue on, a little bit of white on here. Just get some of this ink in some of these places, and another little line here. Don't go too crazy. Yep, I've gone too crazy. I need to absorb that away. Yep, what I need there, clearly, is some white ink. Neat. Just like that. We're getting close to the end of the show, folks. So sorry. I'm having a blast again. Excellent. I'm going to put a little dot just on the end, just to make it look like it's glowing in a barrel. And it's looking so cool, and I'm hoping that in a second that's going to look the nuts. I really hope so. So here we go. I'm just going to put him on there. I'm going to have a sip of my grown-up juice. Stafford made it. Hi, Staff. Welcome to the show, mate. I spat a little bit there. I hope that you didn't see that, but the light may have picked that right up. It's okay, though. It landed in the paint water. That's gross. Yeah, you made it in time. Hi, guys. Hello, Staff. I'm good, thanks, guys. Just been to my son's end-of-season awards. His football team came second in the league. Congratulations, little man. Well done. Just one congratulation. Apparently, I can't say S now. I've grabbed me a grown-up juice. Time to get some painting done. Do you remember? I'm burping live on air. That's so awful. Tasted like pizza. That's disgusting. Stop talking. The painting doesn't stop here. We're going to go to Discord in about 15 minutes. So grab your painting. If you want to carry on painting with me, let's carry on till the wee hours. Table Horrors says the worst bit of the painting stage, waiting for what you did to dry before you can carry on. Yeah, because it kind of interrupts the groove, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah. I'm so happy you made it, Stafford. Excellent. Is Dave in the live chat? Dave, he didn't spam the hearts earlier on. Spam the hearts, Dave, if you're watching. You know what you've got to do. Cool. Right. Back to blue ink. Quick spray test. Lush. Right. I'm going to give it some air a second, just to help agitate whatever ink is on there to dry. But it does dry quite quick. Here we go. Quickly. That's the best that's ever looked. It's not 100%. It's not where I want it to be, but it ain't getting any better than that today. Really chuffed with it. Fantastic. Let's get the rest of this out over here. Chasing paint snakes there. Love it. Right. Going to flush this through because I want to hop on over to magenta very quickly. And I am going to score them with one little line of white. Just at the base of, the coils or something. Because on the source... the source. It sounds weird just saying the source. On his tutorial, he said by putting a little white line, it just accentuating his shine and his glow. I'm looking at it now, thinking it does need that, so I will add some more white just in some key areas. Cool. So. We're going to go to magenta. I'm going to go 1. I need the ratio to be right. 2. And it was 3 drops of thinner. 3. Got to remember this one comes out a bit stronger. Excellent, here we go. So all I'm doing now really is just affecting that white that I put on there ever so slightly. Just want to tinge it. Hit it with some air. Oh, went in a little bit tough there. That was a bit of a shame. Just slipped on the trigger. Ah, no. It's not too bad though. It's okay. This could definitely have done with more white as a base to help that magenta really shine, because it's not a fluorescent ink. It needed some more lighter background, which is a shame. But it's okay. I'm happy. Right, let's just purge the airbrush a second. I'm just going to come in with just a tiny amount of white. I wonder, can you hear me now? I'm going to talk with slightly lower tones. It wasn't a mute, that is the same audio error I had a few weeks ago. You're now coming through on my headset mic, so it will sound a little bit different. I don't know how long that was in effect for. Thank you for letting me know. There's been a recent update on the software that I use, and it, for some reason things happen where it just doesn't allow my voice to come through. I'm really sorry about that. What I was trying to say is everything here is working really well.
I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I don't know how far back you've been able to hear, but basically I put a very thin white line along the bottom edge of those plasma coils, and as you can see, especially on this side where it's a little bit neater, that really has enhanced the glow effect there. So yeah, really like that. Then to match it on the other side, I've done that there as well, and I've also put it in the bulbs over here, and I'm genuinely really happy with that. What I am going to do is get a little bit of blue ink, just dilute that down a little bit, because I put a little white dot on the end of the barrel just for funsies, and I wasn't able to hit it with the airbrush without kind of spraying over the rest of it, so I'm just going to stick a little dollop on it like so with my brush. And I am happy to say that my glow effects are really good. I'm really happy with them. The best thing out of all of it is the bit that I was scared about the most, is the actual glow effects reflecting off of his arm with the blue. It has worked fabulously. What it has excuse me, had a cheeky little cough. What I'm least happy with is the fluorescent brightness of the magenta colour. It's a beautiful colour, but it's not working so well as a fluorescent colour. So maybe I need to explore different colours, different products or whatever, but it does look kind of glowy, right? It does look kind of glowy. It needs to be brighter. So perhaps I need to, just play around with ratios and mixtures. But for now it's okay. You can see that there's some glow in on there as well. I also have to just kind of take the hit and just understand that I've tried it so many times that the surfaces that I'm painting on are just rubbish. So I need to glue this guy back onto his base because I ruined him last week. And this squad is done. Finally is done. I'm at a point where I'm so happy with those glow effects, especially that plasma. That is looking amazing. I'm really happy with that. I need to learn to spray a bit more intensely with the white to kind of give it that glow background colour. But where it's come out on his arms is really good. I'll take some photos of this so that you can see it on Facebook. So go and check it out over there if you want to. There's Yana saying, looking good as always. Thank you so much. Not always, but that has been fun. I'm glad there was a victory at the end, because I was starting to lose a lot of hope with that as a technique and my ability to it. But it just goes to show you that it's that you got to follow the tutorial exactly, because I wasn't doing it. Table of Horror says, I feel like we're watching the strangest episode of Challenge Annika. At least for one, the fact that I'm a dude. But okay, what a great show that was, by the way. Loved that. Challenge Annika. What was the other one that she did? Oh, she did Treasure Hunt, then Challenge Annika, didn't she? Yeah. Staff says, guys, don't forget to thumbs up the video, please. Look at that, look. Public Relations Officer. Can't even say relations. What is in this? Crazy stuff. I'm just really happy now. Thanks for coming along, guys. Do you know what? Let's get away from here. I hit the wrong button. Don't forget to subscribe. Because that's better, isn't it? Yeah, every time you subscribe, the community gets a little bit bigger, and that's all about bringing people together. That's what I want the show to be about. It's all about you guys. It's about us. It's not a me thing, it's an us thing, and I want the community to get bigger. So genuinely, please do subscribe and share it with some people that you may think might benefit from a community like this. Because hey, maybe they learn as I'm doing this. Maybe I learn from you. I definitely have learned a lot from you guys. So yeah, last comments going in. Add some white to that pink and it's perfect. Do you think add it, like mix the white with the pink, like in the chamber, so I get like a brighter magenta coming out, or you talk about putting more white down on the background? Is that what you're saying? Perhaps. Cool. Staff says, it was a great show and Danny's ass isn't that good. Oh, I see. Right, like Annika. Yep, cool, brilliant. Thank you for your stream. You're absolutely welcome. I've had a cracking evening. Thank you very much for coming along. I'm going to go take 15 minutes to myself just because my partner's just come home and she's been working some very long hours, and I'm going to go see how she is and go and give her a cuddle because she's lovely. Got another cough coming. But if you want to join me at the Discord Easygate After Party, please do. There's a link to all of our platforms down there. Come and join me and the rest of the crew who are going to be over there on a live video chat for some time. I'm going to fix this guy up and put him on his base, take some photos, put him up on Instagram because I haven't done that for a million years. Some of my community are like, do some Instagram stuff. I'm like, absolutely, you're right, I should and I will. So I'm going to be doing some of that tonight. But come along and join me anyway, and I'll see you in about 15 minutes. In the meantime, thank you very much for stopping in this evening. I always appreciate your company. I hope your projects are going well. Please take pictures, post them up on Facebook so we can all see them. And until next week, don't forget to make your options on the poll so that I know what it is that I've got to bring next week to paint. Until then, stay safe, be kind, keep on painting the grey, and I'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye-bye. Been doing this now for like nearly 5 years, and that's the first time I think I've done the outro almost perfectly. I'm getting better. A throw away from being professional, but I'm getting better.